This international organization is committed to world peace and safety. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be learning more about the history of the United Nations. Prior to the establishment of the United Nations, the League of Nations was responsible for maintaining world peace. However, after World War II erupted, the League was deemed ineffectual, and the idea for the United Nations was born in 1943.
February 1945. President Roosevelt journeys to Yalta to meet with Soviet Premier Joseph Stalin and British Prime Minister Winston Churchill. They discuss the fate of Europe when Germany is defeated. Stalin promises to participate in the formation of a new world organization, the United Nations.
The title United Nations was first used by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt as a description for the Allied forces of the Second World War. In April of 1945, the representatives from 50 countries convened in San Francisco to draft the United Nations Charter. Called the United Nations Conference on International Organization, this event was where the charter was signed. On October 24, 1945, it was ratified, and this marks the day the UN was officially born. At its inception, 51 countries were represented, and that number has swelled to almost 200. The organization is charged with upholding international laws and human rights, as well as ensuring worldwide security, economic development, and social advancement. It is separated into a number of administrative divisions that deal with specific subjects. A few examples include the General Assembly, Security Council, World Health Organization, and the United Nations Children's Fund. Throughout its history, the United Nations has handled a number of international incidents and fulfilled its commitments in a variety of ways. The group's first resolution came in 1946, when it called for the elimination of nuclear weapons. It also stepped in when North Korean forces invaded South Korea in 1950, as well as during the Suez Crisis of 1956. The group's environmental interests were shown with the 1987 Montreal Protocol. This agreement was the first global accord in relation to the environment and ensured the protection of the ozone layer. The organization has been honored for its contributions over its history. For example, in 1965, UNICEF was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. However, in recent years, it has also dealt with criticism that it has become irrelevant due to inaction on international skirmishes. The Rwandan genocide of 1994 is one example where the UN was condemned for failing to step in. George W. Bush's Iraq War is also considered by many the result of inaction on the part of the United Nations. While to some the UN has outlived its relevancy, to others it's an indispensable organization. There is no denying that the United Nations has served a valuable purpose over the course of its history.